Welcome to Coming Home to Yourself, the podcast for high-achieving women ready to lead from within. I'm Yagoda, and here we dive into real conversations about confidence, clarity, and emotional freedom. Each week, I'll share honest stories, gentle insights, and soul-deep shifts to help you reconnect with the woman beneath the roles. This is your space to slow down, breathe, and exhale, to stop performing strength and start living your truth. To remember who you are beneath it all. Let's begin. Welcome back. Today we're talking about the feeling that keeps you up at 3 a.m. And it's not the to-do list, the deadline, or the next project. It's the quiet fear that you are in some way fundamentally too much. Maybe it's the feeling that your ambition is a burden, that your emotions are inconvenient, that your dreams are so big you have to whisper them. It's the constant internal work of making yourself smaller so that you don't overwhelm anyone else. This is the truth that lurks beneath the surface of your perfect life. For so many of us, this feeling has led to a lifetime of silent self-censorship. It's the beating of the tongue in a meeting, the quieting of your excitement when you get a win, the second-guessing of your own desires just so you can fit into a mold that was never designed for you. It's the heavy internal work of making yourself smaller, quieter, and less visible. And as we do this, we build a cage out of our own capacity. We've been conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to how much we can carry and how little we ask for in return. We become our own jailers, holding ourselves back for fear of being too much for everyone else. We hide our true selves and put on a confidence costume because we believe that our inherent worthiness is tied to our performance. The cost of this performance is devastating. You feel invisible, even when you're being praised, because you know they're praising the costume, not the real tired, vulnerable person inside. You lose touch with your inner voice. You become so accustomed to listening to what others expect of you that you can no longer hear what you truly want or need. You are always on the edge of exhaustion. If maintaining this performance is a full-time job in itself. And it's no wonder you feel like you're quietly crumbling inside. But what if the very thing you're trying to hide, your immense capacity, your passion, your emotions, it's not a liability, but your greatest power? What if the cage you've been living in was never built by others, but by you? What if the problem isn't that you're too much, but that you've been taught to use your strength against yourself? This is the central lie we've been sold, that a truly strong woman is one who holds it all in, never complains, and keeps going no matter what. The truth is that it's not strength. That's a slow, quiet path to breaking. This leads us to the idea I want to share today, which is a core part of the Coming Home to Yourself blueprint. The path to freedom isn't about becoming less of who you are. It's about learning to lead with your full, magnificent self without shame. It's about understanding that your capacity isn't a cage, it's your source of power. And when you stop using it to hold in your truth, you can use it to build a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. True confidence, clarity, and peace come not from shrinking, but from unapologetically expanding into who you truly are. I remember it so clearly in my own life. I had done everything right. I got my degrees, the job, the family. Everything on the outside looked perfect. Then came the breaking point. I was appointed to a publicly exposed position, and that time I was finishing my third maternity leave. And because I was a mother of three, some people tried to discredit me publicly. They gave information to the press suggesting I was not suitable for the position simply because I was a woman who had a family. They were trying to make my capacity, my ability to be both a mother and a professional, into a weakness. In that moment, I was told that my ambition was too much. My role as a mother was too much. The old habit to shrink was overwhelming. The quiet voice in my head said, just be smaller. Don't speak up. Don't be too visible. Don't rock the boat. But I had to make a choice. Would I listen to the noise outside, or would I start to listen to my own voice? The one I had been silencing for years. It was in that moment, facing that public attack, that I began to understand that my capacity was not my weakness. It was my strength. It was the gold I had been hiding under the clay. It was the proof that I was capable of more than they could ever imagine. And I didn't need to be less of myself. I needed to become more of myself. If something in this already stirred a little recognition in you, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next episode. And if someone comes to mind while listening, share it with her. One message can be enough to shift everything. So now I want you to go from listening to doing. This isn't about a grand gesture. It's about one small, courageous act. I want you to simply start noticing. Notice the moments you shrink. Pay attention to when you are about to say yes when you really mean no. Notice when you're about to swallow a thought or an opinion. This simple act of noticing is the first step back to yourself. It's the moment you stop performing and start listening. Practice the pause. Before you automatically respond in a way that's inauthentic, take a breath. That pause is your sacred space. It's where you can choose to respond from your truth, not from a conditioned response. And start with one small act of reclaiming yourself this week. Can you express one honest thought in a meeting? Can you set one small non-negotiable boundary? Can you simply take a walk without your phone just because you deserve it? Every small step is a tiny key turning in the lock of your cage. Because I want you to remember this. You were never too much. You were always enough. And your job is not to become less of yourself, but to have the courage to become more of yourself, the self you've been hiding for so long. Until the next time, breathe. Be gentle with yourself. You deserve it. Thanks for listening to Coming Home to Yourself. If this episode spoke to you, take a moment to subscribe and share it with one woman who needs it. And if you're ready to go deeper, come find me on Instagram or Facebook, because this isn't just a podcast, it's a return to your body, to your breath, to your heart, to your own voice. Your story matters. You matter. See you next time.